Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday night Zoom call, March 21st, 2017. So tonight we're going to be sharing about the Simple Systems document that is available to us, which has an incredible amount of tools. For those of you that are new coaches, we don't share it with you right away because we are afraid that you'll be overwhelmed with how many resources we have. I think the real thing to remember that the Simple Systems and all that we have, all the videos, all the documents are tools. And tools are used to make a job or a creation easier. So if we remember that we are the creators of our own business, we are CEOs of our own business, we can choose to use tools or not use tools. We can choose to do whatever it is that we want to do to create. Usually they make, the tools make our job so much easier. I remember when I was putting together, I went to IKEA to get a desk. And I remember I was screwing it with a screwdriver. And my neighbor comes over and she has like this power screwdriver. It's like zzz, zzz, zzz. It was so quick. I would have been screwing forever. And so that's the thing with the Simple Systems document. It's got these major tools, but you have to be ready to use them. And so again, the one thing I want you to remember, we're creators of our own business. The purpose of what we do is to make a difference in people's lives. We are agents of transformation. We are not quick fix artists. And we really are partners in helping people make small, lasting, incremental changes. Along the way, while we're making a difference in people's lives, we are becoming, hopefully, intentionally, a better version of ourselves each and every day with each and every interaction. So with that purpose in mind, I want to go ahead and share my screen, and we are going to view our Simple Systems. Basically what you're talking about or looking at, this is what it looks like. And to get there, it's simplesystemscoaches.com. Simplesystemscoaches.com. I posted that in Team Palace. Basically, these are when you first get here, what you're going to see is hold on a second, I got to get rid of this. You're going to see our weekly events. Every Monday night, we have a leadership call, 8 o'clock. Please put this in your calendar. My health coach or my business coach told me it was Ron Gels, many of you know him, he never missed a leadership call. They used to be at 9 o'clock. Never missed a leadership call. And so I want to be like him, and I never miss a leadership call. I try and schedule it in. I know it's hard. We've got a Monday night event some of y'all are doing. So schedule at a time when you can listen. It's only 15 minutes. But the first, when you get here, these are your calls. These are your numbers. These are your Zoom links. You can click on that, get straight to it. Wednesday night support presentations, here you go. Again, they're right here. Go to simplesystemscoaches.com, scroll down, dial in, click on a link, you're there. A little bit further, here are your recordings. Here's the starting point. We're going to talk about new coaches in a little bit. So all my new coaches, please don't get overwhelmed. We'll go over this with you slowly. But what we do with our new coaches, we send them maybe one that we think would be applicable to them for what they're starting out doing. But here's the leadership call and our core trainings. Last night's were great, so I really recommend you go and listen to last night's leadership call and playback. Habits of Health recordings right here. On your phone screen, again, here's instructions how to put this on your home screen. I am so non-technical, not even funny. I don't have a linear bone or brain in my body, and so but I was able to get it on my phone. So if I can do it, you can do it. I just watched this little video, and I have this on my phone. These are Facebook responses when you're learning how to do Facebook. Again, this is after you become senior coach, or when your mentor advises is the best time for you to post something. these are some responses that are recommended for people that have had more experience, and you can learn from there. Texting campaign, this is great. I have this on my phone, and I'm able to text days 1 through 8 to people. This is not automated, so you do have to do every day for the first 8 days. Sometimes you miss. I'll just be real honest with people. Hey, here's day 6 and 7 yesterday, so I'll just send them at the same time. And here's your more recent recordings. So then we get into, and then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to scroll down to a bunch of these later, and I'm going to have some people share with you some of the things that they use and how they use it. So look at this. You can get so overwhelmed. And so we're going to go ahead and take it a little more slowly and just point out a few things that are helpful. So I'm going to start with Julie Apple. Would you be willing to take yourself off mute and let me know where you need me to go here? Hold on a second, Jules.
It is under the, that's the tricky part about this document, I'll warn you. Sometimes find it and then I can't find it again. It's beyond this, I believe. But what I have found super helpful is there is a video that explains to people how to update their second B-Slim order. So what I always find is that clients, if you don't send that to them, a lot of times clients will go in there, it might be under this right here. They will go in and do it like an Amazon order. And their second order, then they miss out on their rewards. They end up paying for shipping because they didn't know how to do it. Right there. There we go. So that little link that you guys see under second B-Slim, how to update your B-Slim order, if you haven't watched that, check it out because it's great and it walks people through logging in for the first time to their account. And then it shows them exactly how to take out boxes, how to add boxes, everything they need, how to update their date, shipping date, anything like that. So I always send that to them. And the way I usually do it is I wait until I check and I keep tabs of all the emails that are coming through for all my clients. When I see that their next order and I know somebody's brand new, I usually will text them that day or later on or during that week when I know I'm going to talk to them and say, hey, notice that you have your next order coming up. Just wanted to make sure that we talk about that when we connect this week. In the meantime, here's some instructions on how to update your next B-Slim order. And I copy this, and then also in that same text, and I have it saved in my computer to my phone, the wording, and I just say, here is the login. I put my co-branded website right under that. It says username, email, password, welcome one, and then 22 boxes from Optavia for 5-in-1 for the full month. So I tell them all the basics, bullet, 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 and then send that to them. And then when we talk that week, I go through it with them just because I don't want them to go in there and just start messing away. And then all of a sudden I've had new clients do it like an Amazon order. And then they're like, why didn't it work? And so I just find it better on the front end to prevent the fires later on.
That's awesome, Julie. And would you post your letter that you write in Team Palace for us to see and share? Because I think that's a great idea that you give them all the information right up front.
Yep, sure. I'll post it in there under the call that you thread.
Okay, great. You know, the other thing that I was talking to Molly earlier that she does, if anyone has any problem with that, you can always have them call client services. And client services will help them with that order as well if they'd rather call it in. Do you have any people that balk at it or that don't know how to do it, or what do you just do this as a process and it just works beautifully, huh?
Well, I used to be afraid to send that to them in the beginning as a new coach. I was like, I don't really want to go there yet. I haven't talked to them. They don't even know what's coming. But now I've seen way too many clients get that email, and within 5 minutes, they're in their account updating things and like doing things. So I don't know about y'all's clients, but my clients are like on the ball and ordering things by themselves. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. So I found that it's better if I just text it that same day that I see the 7-day notice. That way they don't do things wrong. And then I'll tell them, hey, we're going to talk about this later this week when we connect. But in the meantime, check this out.
That's beautiful. That's great. You're absolutely right because they'll miss their they won't they'll miss their shipping or they'll miss their free stuff. Yep, beautiful. Do you do orders for anybody if they're do not, or you just go ahead and send this and it works?
Do I do orders for my clients?
Yeah, do you update orders for them?
No.
Gotcha.
The only thing I'll do is if I've had like a couple of older clients, they're now in maintenance. But I did update for those clients that were like 80. I have a couple 80-year-old clients that I was doing it for them just because they didn't even know what to do. So for my older clients, but for people that are under 80, I've let them do it themselves. And then I also will call it in. Like the only thing I'll do for clients too is if they have want something pushed through. Like if they are like, Julie, I really need my order and it's scheduled for tomorrow, I'll call it. I'll say, hey, I can call it in, and I'll call nutrition or client coach or client support and get it pushed through for today.
Got it. Got it. All right.
But I let clients do it themselves. I train them to do it themselves. Otherwise, that's another thing on my plate that I can't be doing.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that. Really, really, really good. We're going to save questions for the end. So those of you that have any questions about this, you can ask your mentor coach or ask Julie at the end, and she'll post what she sends. But here it is it's really at the bottom of the simple systems. I mean, it's really pretty much close to the end. Thank you, Jules. Liz, are you around?
Yep.
Hey there, Liz. All right, Liz,
my video, or I'm going to put it off on, can you guys hear me okay? I have unstable internet, it says, for some reason. Is it okay, Susan?
Yep, we can hear you fine.
Okay, great.
So tell me where you need me to go.
So I'm going to just quickly talk. There's, as you can tell, there's a lot of resources in this. And I'm going to just highlight a couple of them. And most of them are up at the top, but what I want to point out to you are there's a ton of videos in this. Susan already mentioned some. I tend to use the videos to remind myself about some training opportunities or training things. So I'll use them for myself, or I'll send them to a coach around, like there's one on Facebook, on social media, that's very excellent. There's a training on, oh, thanks, Susan. I see you're scrolling up to the top.
Is that where you want me?
So you can see, if you go down just a little bit, we've got some, maybe it's easier. Let me see. Okay. If you want to not share, Susan, I can put up mine, and then it'd be faster.
Yep.
Okay.
Can you share your screen?
Yep, it's coming. All right, so here's my screen. All right, so you can see there's a whole lot of, we all see there's a ton of information in here, right? So you can't digest it all at once. You have to take it in bits and pieces. But there's some excellent videos on just about every single thing. If you have a question on like how to use a map, for instance, there's a video on how to use your map, monthly action plan, right here. So I will use this as training tools. Dan Valentine's massive action plan video is another excellent one when you're looking at growing your business, building a business with a busy schedule. So you can just see there's a lot of resources in here. I go to those for myself, and then also will send those to coaches when they are struggling with something or they have a question about something. There's pretty much, if you have a question about something, there's a video in here to be able to use. And so I just look through those. Those are some of my favorite videos. Anything Valentine, I find usually is direct, on the point, and crystal clear. So I love his trainings, Becca Tinter's videos. They're all good, but those are kind of ones that I go to again and again and again. The other thing that is phenomenal is this grouping of client support tools. Sometimes you can often find these things in the back office, but sometimes it takes a little while to get there. You have to log in. If you're not logged in, all that's a challenge. So if I'm wanting to move pretty quickly and find something quickly, there's this list of client support tools that's phenomenal. So it's got like the diabetes guide here. It's got different calorie meal plans for non-5-1 clients. Fat burning basics. So just, there's a lot of things in here that are, some of them are in, some of them are not, created by other coaches. So there's just a wealth of information that are great client resources here. The soy and cancer for Dr. D. Garcia. We tend to get a lot of questions about soy. So that's one that I've used quite often. There's things out of Dr. A's Habits for Health book. There's just a lot of great resources here for you to be able to use. The teen guide, a teen BMI calculator for any of you who have clients that are teenagers. So just, those are two of my favorite things to go to, are the videos that I use for training purposes, or to remind myself, to refresh my memory, and then also these client support tools, which I think are very, just a complete list.
Great. That's awesome. As you can tell, there is so much stuff here, but thank you, Liz. That's great. All right, so I want to move on. Thank you, Liz. That was awesome. And like I say, as you can tell, it's overwhelming. So that's why we don't give them to our brand new coaches right away. And what I do recommend is that you structure your time so that you maybe allow 30 minutes a week, an hour a week, to look at some videos. So, maybe, and take 1 or 2 a week so that you get familiar with something. And your mentor coach will also help you, or if something comes up, you can ask a question. All right, Dee, would you please share? So we've got, a lot of new coaches, and we don't send them the Simple Systems right away. We hand feed them a few things. So when you're getting a new coach started, will you share with us what you do and how we can use Simple Systems?
Yeah, absolutely. I will try sharing my screen as well. I really like the Simple Systems for, can you guys see that? Yes? Yes?
Yes.
So I really like it for supporting a new health coach. So this will be useful if you have somebody who's interested in health coaching, becomes a health coach. So I really like it. It kind of goes step by step. So anytime I have, like, somebody comes on board, I've had their conversations with them and they've said yes to becoming a health coach. So then I come right to this, and the new coach welcome email is here. And they also have in here, tips for us if you wanted to look at it. If you were, like, if it was your first time with a new coach, of course your business coach is probably helping you, but there's actually a step-by-step how to help your new coach start strong. And what I also like is they have a really great first starting point to send them, because we all know that there's so much training available. We have to be very cautious with a new health coach that we don't want to overwhelm, and really provide information on an as needed basis versus just in case. So kind of the order that I tend to do it is, they order the kit and then send them the welcome email, and then that starting point video, and then working with them on creating their candidate list. And ideally, I'm looking at this point, I usually try to help them have their first 3-way call with a potential client within 24 to 48 hours. So a lot of times we even do this over the phone, getting their top 3 people that they want to talk to. And then if they have somebody, what I do is somebody for us to do a 3-way call with, is then right here, I love this because I can just copy and paste it into an email to the client and say, okay, these are the things, this is what you're going to want in front of you. First, you're going to want to watch the outline of how to do a 3-way call. So this will make sense to you. You'll want to have well-being tracker printed, and also take a look through this why before the how, because I really want them to realize that I may know most of this off the top of my head, but it's really because of experience from doing it. But I want them to know that there's pretty much a script to go through. So I like a new coach to have this in front of them so that they're walking through it at the same time. And then it's great here, it just goes, I love this because it's step by step. And then the next one is when they have their first client. Okay, here's what we order for them. Here's how we place their first order. Here's the new, cut and paste this into an email to them. You'll be sending this welcome email to your client, copy and paste it into an email. I think somebody else might be going through the texting campaign. Is that right, Susan?
No, well, you can just mention it. You can just mention it. We're not going to go through it, but.
Oh, okay. So also here is, I do the, if a coach has a new or new client, I usually am pretty much team coaching with them on the night before call and all of that. But right here, there is a video on what to do on the night before call. And there's texting, the weekly text that they can just copy and paste into text messages for their clients, and then how to support them on the first few days. So I won't go through it line by line, but I just really love that we can, stepping stone a coach with the information that they need to know along the way. And then it goes right into when they're senior coach, how to do a senior coach celebration call with them. So it's good.
See, that's great. Really good. Explained it so well. And this increasing the quality of your share right here by Doug Wood, 20 minutes. That's a really good one. Your coach, you'll notice and recognize when you're doing 3 ways with your coach, your business coach, kind of what we do. But it is more about the why before the how. We like to ask a lot of questions. We're not trying to talk somebody into buying and doing our program, because as you'll find out along the way, unless someone's really ready, they won't do well. It'll be one more diet that didn't work for them. So we really take our time and look at developing a relationship, because we know that if we are empathetic with them, if we understand them and they know that we really are there to support them, when they are ready, they will think of us. It happens. And how many people, Dee, come back to you a year later, 6 months later, 2 years later, right?
All the time. I mean, but really just it's just expected. It's just that reinforcement of constantly planting seeds, because it really is a readiness issue. And we've all had people come on board too quickly. And if they're not ready, it's very difficult. It's disappointing for us and it's disappointing for them. So.
Yeah, I really realize that, it's when, a friend of yours, maybe is in the does makeup and you want to buy a lipstick from them, it's really easy to help them out. And I used to think, God, why did my friends help me and buy something from me? But when one did, and then it was like, well, don't help me like that anymore. You really don't want people to help you out. You want to be able to make a difference for them, because it's all about them. They're doing the work and we're just alongside them. So it's a very different business model than selling a product. We are very service oriented. And when we get a satisfied client, there's nothing like it, because their lives are transformed, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. So we got,
I'll stop my share.
What? Okay, great. All right. So we've got Molly. Will you finish? Oh, yeah, Molly, would you finish this up? Because you're going to share with us about creating a binder, and basically how do we keep track of all of our clients? Because eventually you will have a lot of clients. Hold on. That's not what I want to share.
Okay, so I don't think mine's going to be hard to find. Go up. It's in yellow. It's in bright yellow. It's called, keep going, client support. Up.
Here we go. Client.
There we go.
Tracking system.
Yep.
Okay.
Client and health coach tracking system. So it's kind of at the top of the document. It's not hard to find because it's in bright yellow. And so why is this important? Well, I would say when when you are a new coach, or you are business coaching a new coach, and maybe they have a handful of clients, this might be the right time to introduce the client and health coach tracking system to them. And there are different ways, of course, that you can do that. And some of the seasoned coaches on the line are already familiar with the client and health coach tracking system. But for those of you who are not, the client and health coach tracking system, as shown there by Susan, our fearless leader, is literally that. It's how do you track clients and how do you track health coaches. It's literally a binder system that allows you a tactile way of actually figuring out where your clients are on their journey and keeping track of them. It's very efficient, and it allows you to move. Literally, you'll have a client on paper and you'll be able to move them along the process and move them through your binder system. And that helps you understand somebody is on the plan. So when you have a lot of clients, or in this case, more than 5, this might be very helpful. So why do we do it at that point? Well, we do it at that point because usually when you get to 5 clients, you have a new health coach, they're going, okay, how do I keep track of these folks? What am I supposed to, help me? Well, basically the client and health coach tracking system gives you the structure as a new health coach to track your health coaches and your clients, but it's also a great teaching tool when you're business coaching somebody to refer them into their binder system and help them understand how to use those resources efficiently. So one of the things that I do, this is certainly just my personal preference. It is not a requirement. Please do not hear this and think you have to do it. But when I have a health coach that reaches senior coach, I like to put this binder together for them and package it up. And as you guys know, most of my team is not in Atlanta, so I will actually send them this binder put together. And the reason I do that is because then it's in their hands and it's something I can help them refer to. We can take some time and go through it because they're remote to me. So it kind of gives us a connection of what we're looking at. But it also allows them to feel, that's kind of a relationship building effort as well. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're on our team. I want to do some just-in-time coaching, give you maybe what you need in order to track the 5 or 6 clients that you have now. So in this client and health coach tracking system, there clearly is a video on it outlines, some explaining to you what the system is, what the binder looks like, and then of course the different components that you can print out to put in the binder. So it's really a step-by-step thing, but I do like that this is here. And of course, if it's not your thing, if it's not in your wheelhouse to put this together and give it to somebody, please don't worry about that. The reason we have simple systems is to simplify things, right? So you get, as your own business owner, to decide where you want to put your time and effort and what you want to do with your personality. How do you want to personalize your business? So you please do not feel like you have to do that. I've just found it the thing that helps me kind of continue developing that relationship with my health coaches. So at any rate, I hope that was helpful, and everything you need is right there. Client and health coach tracking system.
Awesome. All right. So was that helpful? Thumbs up. Was it helpful? Yeah, very cool. And I asked Molly to put a caveat because my coaches, raise your hand if you've gotten a binder from me. You haven't, because it was really hard for me to put my own together. So I love you, but I will not do a binder for you. But Molly is very, very cool. So anyway, any questions real quick? We're kind of out of time. We got a minute or so. Any questions? Is that Sandra? Are you asking a question? Or are you just waving? Ludi is, you're not a question. Anyone questions real quick? If you do, I'm going to post the playback in Team Palace. Please post any questions that you have, ask your business coach, and just take some time, spend 30 minutes, put on a little timer, and just go through and look at some of the videos because they're really awesome. And for those of you also, if you find one that you really like a lot and that you find is helpful, just post it on Team Palace and say, hey, I've really liked using this one. So we can all, you can share it with us. Yes, Miles?
I just want to put out there, for those of you who were at Go Global in February, one of the things that was made clear is that they being Take Shape for Life corporate, our home office, our headquarters is literally underway in revamping some of our tools in our back office, and some things are coming. So what I love about Simple Systems is it's a wonderful place to be until they've standardized on a new platform and introduced it to us. So please don't let it overwhelm you. Things are really in such a better place than they ever have been regarding all the different things we have available to us. Okay, just wanted to put that caveat on.
Yeah, before you memorize it, know it'll all change in July. So, have fun until then. For joining us, and have a great week. See you next week.
Hey, Susan.
Yes.
Hey.
Hi, Cindy.
Hey, how are you?
Hold on, let me stop recording.